Hi, welcome to this video on Mealey machines. So Mealey machines are finite automata which will produce an output, whereas the other models like TFA and NFA will not produce an output. They'll either come to an accepting state or an rejecting state. So a Mealey machine is represented with the tuple notation just like the DFA, which is a 5-tuple notation. Here you have six tuples to represent it. The first one being the set of states, which you already know. Set of states is the number of states involved. Here A and B, capital A and capital B are the states involved. And if you have to represent it, it should be capital A, comma B. And set of input symbols is the small a and small b. So it is a small a and b, whereas the set of output symbol is 1, 0 and 1. And transition function is just like for DFA, like an input state, current state. On getting an input, what is the next state? Okay, so a current state upon getting any input, what will be the next state? So that is known as transition function, whereas the output function is a current state with an input, what is the output produced? Or input when it is given to a state, what will be the output produced? So that is the output function. So initial and start state, as we know, like from where it starts, here you don't have any terminal state as it will produce an output. So there is no final state to represent here. Now you can see the sample Mealey machine. So here A is the state which on receiving an input B, it is producing an output 1, and A on receiving an input small a, it is producing an output 0, and B on receiving an input small b, it is producing an output 0. B on receiving an output A, it is receiving uh, the output 1. So this is Mealey machine. So here it depends, the output depends on both the state and the input symbol. Now let us take an input, for example, B, A, A, B and check. So now initially it will be in state A. So after getting the input as B, it will move to state A itself, because the transition is like that. So your output will be 1, and once again it receives the input A, small a, and it moves to B. So this is the state change. So after moving to B, it produces an output 0. See here it is output is 0, and then once again B receives an input A and it stays in itself in the same state, but the output produced is 1. And from B it moves to, it takes the input small b and it moves to state A with an output of 0. So this is the final output, and this is the state transition which happens. So now you can see that the number of input symbol uh, is n, and the number of output symbol is also n, that is 4 and 4 here. Whereas this will be different in case of more machine. We'll see that in the next video. Thank you, students.